Hello everyone, this is Jeff Risdon with Detroit Lions Podcast and Lions Wire. We can't do a show this week, so I thought I'd give you a little video update of what's going on, my thoughts on what's going on with free agency. It is a little after 4 o'clock on Wednesday afternoon. Free agency has officially started, and we'll break down a little bit on what my thoughts are on what the Lions have done, haven't done, and a couple other things around the league. So here we go. All right, first off, I am enjoying the sunshine. I'm going to be doing this outside. I apologize if we get any road noise, but it's too nice to be inside today. It's the first time that it's been over like 60 degrees. I'm actually wearing shorts outside, and I'm going to enjoy the sunshine in my face a little bit, even if it makes my eyes a little weird here. But that's okay. Let's talk about the Lions and what they've done in free agency. Almost everything they've done is bringing people back. They did not necessarily go outside the building. They signed one, in fact. That's DJ Chark, wide receiver from the Jacksonville Jaguars. Get to him in a second, but let's cover the guys that they brought back first. Tracy Walker is back at safety. Decent deal. A little bit under market value from what I expected. I thought he would get closer to $9 million a year, but 3 years and $25 million, I believe, is the exact deal. That's good. I can live with that. I probably would have looked outside the building for somebody else a little bit, more impactful. But I'm glad to have Tracy back. He fits what they want to do. He understands the scheme, played very well down the stretch. And as part of a three safety look, he's one of the three starters. And you're going to get for a veteran who understands the defense, whose leadership in the locker room is invaluable, I'm good with that. They brought back Alex Anzalone at linebacker. That's one that I'm not, look, I get the deal. I understand the finances for it are fine. I personally would have looked outside or to the draft in trying to find another linebacker. Look, he played a lot better once Jamie Collins got out of his way, but this is a position where the Lions were, I thought anyways, were trying to get better and was hoping that they would get a little bit better. Look, I like Alex Anzalone. He's a great dude. I actually got to ask him a question in the press conference, which was kind of nice. Don't normally do that, but I understand that he knows Dan Campbell has the Aaron Glenn connection and everything, and that's good. But I wanted to see them get a little bit better at that position. Now they're not done yet. They certainly have some draft ability, and there's guys that are still out there. There's a ton of free agent linebackers that are still out there for them to sign, which sort of makes me wonder. Did they really prioritize bringing him back? How much does that change what they're going to do? Not the biggest fan of the signing. I don't hate it. I'm not bothered by the contract. I want them to do more at that position. And for those of you who are frequent listeners to the podcast, you'll know that I'm not very big on on emphasizing linebacker. I still wanted to see him do more there. So that one's we'll see on it. Again, I'm not upset about it, but I would have liked to see them do something a little bit more substantial there if they're going to spend money on a linebacker. Again, nothing against Anzalone. I thought he played better as the season went on, but this is a guy that, most of us wanted to see them get better at linebacker, and then bringing back the status quo doesn't necessarily do that for you. Evan Brown, really good signing as your reserve interior lineman. He can start at center. He can play right guard if you need him to. A little surprised that they haven't done anything with Vitai's contract yet, although they haven't necessarily had to because they haven't had to create money to sign anybody. Love getting Evan Brown back. The fact that he didn't take the tender but instead signed an offer that's technically less than what his tender offer is, that tells me that he really wanted to be in Detroit, and he really likes working with offensive line coach Hank Fraley, which is not really a surprise. He played very well last year. I love the fact that they solidified with their exclusive rights free agents too, bringing back Ryan McCollum. They've got their line intact. It's great. They don't need to do anything in the draft there at all, and that makes me very happy. So I'm honestly pretty pleased with the offensive line with what they've done. Let's get to Chark for a second. Guy, Pro Bowler in 2019. I know Pro Bowl is a little bit overhyped as a word, but this is a guy caught over 70 passes, caught over 1,000 yards, scored 8 touchdowns. He's 6'3", ran a 4.34 40, has a 40-inch vertical leap. So if you put him in the prospect blender, he's Christian Watson from this year. And you're getting him from the outside. You're getting a guy that has Pro Bowl experience. You're getting a guy that has caught passes from a lot of different quarterbacks in a lot of different situations. He is your vertical receiver. When Ben Johnson talked to us down in Indianapolis at the Combine about wanting a big receiver who can stretch the field vertically, that's DJ Chark. It's a 1-year deal. It's $10 million. The cap hit's only actually $4 million. I actually wrote something about that at Lions Wire today, breaking down how they added some void years on it. My thinking is, and I know a lot of people that we've talked about in the Patreon Slack channel, which you should be a member of, by the way, just $5 a month, it's worth it, have suggested that it's a sort of a tryout deal where they can extend him during the season if they think that it's working out and he stays healthy. I have no problem with that at all. And then that would wipe away that dead money. It just gets rolled into the next contract, which would be like 2 or 3 years. Look, he's still young enough to make that work. He's certainly got the talent to make it work. I'm very happy with it. This is a good signing. Considering what Jacksonville spent to get Christian Kirk to replace him, you better believe it's a great signing. So I'm fine with that. All the other guys that they brought back, the only one that I really question at all, quite frankly, is CJ Moore as a reserve safety, because he didn't play safety all that well. And on special teams, look, I know we talk about him as a special teams ace. He wasn't that great there. So I'm not, it's okay. Look, it's not much money. You're not doing anything there. Actually, I got to correct myself. I would not have brought Tim Boyle back. And look, it's a 1-year, $2 million deal. That's effectively the league minimum. When I see Chase Daniel getting paid more than that again by yet another team, it sort of eases the pain. But look, this guy, I know he came back from injury and looked better than he did in his first start, but my goodness, I don't get it. I truly don't. I want a new quarterback room. I don't want David Blau back either. I would have taken Blau back over Boyle, but I know that that's not something that the Lions were seriously entertaining at all. They like him. I don't see it. That's okay. Maybe I will see it once he's got a longer offseason. But man, it's a tough sell. But against only $2 million, it's not that big deal in the grand scheme of things. It doesn't change their draft plans at quarterback, no matter what they're trying to do. Whether they're going to draft one at 2 or 32 or 34 or trade for somebody. Tim Boyle signing back doesn't impact their quarterback room at all in the long term. So just throw that out. Let's go to the guys that they didn't get. Some of the targets that I would have liked to have seen in Detroit. Number one, it's the big one, Marcus Williams. I don't know for sure if they made him an offer. I can tell you that, and this comes from a New Orleans perspective, people who knew him in New Orleans said that the Jets made him a much better offer than what he took from the Ravens. That tells me that he really liked the idea of joining the Baltimore Ravens, who are a team that's, look, they need a lot of help in their secondary too. Their secondary was ravaged last year. It actually was worse at the end of the season than what the Lions was in performance-wise, and that's one of the reasons why they missed the playoffs. So I get it. Look, if you're choosing between teams and trying to win, you're going to choose Baltimore over Detroit. That's plain facts. It is what it is there. So that's I don't blame him for that. I don't fault him for that. I like that Alex Anzalone tried to recruit him. Didn't work. That happens. And hopefully it will come out exactly what the Lions' pursuit level was with Marcus Williams. But I would have liked to have seen that. There were a couple of linebackers that moved around that I would have had a little bit more interest in than bringing back Anzalone. But there's still so many guys out there. Miles Jack, Nick Kwiatkowski got cut by the Raiders. Say that's a good fit. Danny Trevathan from the Bears is a good fit. Bobby Wagner's still out there. I was told, how do I phrase that? Secondhand, I guess is probably the best way to say it, from somebody who would be in position to make that decision, that they're not all that interested in signing free agents that are at that age, and they don't feel like they need the leadership quantity in there because they're bringing that back with Anzalone, and they've got enough guys in the room who understand what they're trying to do, that's not really it. And quite frankly, I don't think they should be paying for Bobby Wagner. And quite frankly, if I'm Bobby Wagner, I'm not looking to play in Detroit. I'm looking to play somewhere where I can have a better shot at being a ring whore. And not that there's anything wrong with that. I don't think there's any problem with that at all at his age. So I wouldn't expect that, nor would I really desire that at this point. Leighton Vander Esch is another one that's out there that if he's healthy, I would probably go after him instead. Sort of fitting the younger profile of getting a guy for 2 or 3 years rather than just a 1-year stopgap. And with who's left, and I'm writing up the list of 25 remaining free agents that I would consider for the Lions. Nearly all of them are under 30, and I think that's I'm trying to keep it realistic. Like, this is not a team that I think is going to go after Julio Jones. He's out there. Would it be nice? Yes. Would I like him in Detroit? Heck yes. Do I think that the Lions are going to do that? No, I don't. No inside info on that. Just I don't see it. So that's kind of where I'm at. You know, it's been a look. I know a lot of people are underwhelmed by the fact that they didn't go out and sign it, and I'm going to raise my hand there too. I expected more. I wanted a little bit more, but one of the ways that you win in free agency is by not losing, and they've done a really good job of not setting themselves up to lose anything with what they've done. They haven't signed any bad contracts. They haven't taken on any players that have excessive risk for the long term. It's sort of a holding steady pattern. It shows that they believe in their coaching staff, they believe in their system, they believe in that the guys that they brought back fit and can get better and will be better in their second year. And I don't disagree with that. Again, would I have liked a little bit more? Yeah. But look, I'm not saying that they're winning, but I am saying that they're not losing. And with the regime that they're replacing, they lost a hell of a lot. Look at the free agents that the Patricia regime and Bob Quinn's scheme signed, and it just makes me want to go run my head into that something over there. A dumpster or something. Yeah, see that fan, that HVAC unit behind me? That's where I want to throw everything that was all things Quintricia. Thankfully, that's gone. We're still cleaning up from that, and I think that's something that we have to realize. It's not an overnight process. It's going to take a little bit longer. It's a little frustrating that they didn't go out and address it more, but the cautious approach is better than the flippant approach. And you never look. I've had to do this on the other end today. 2 years ago, the Cleveland Browns were a huge winner by signing Austin Hooper to the biggest contract that any tight end had ever signed in NFL history. That quickly got surpassed by George Kittle and a couple of others now. But at the time, everyone was like, "Oh yeah, this is great. You know, they want to run a two tight end offense." Well, guess what? He didn't fit. It didn't work. They're eating money on it. It didn't work for him or the Browns. So I have that perspective of it, where, you know, sometimes when you take those swings, you miss. And the Lions didn't swing and miss because they didn't really swing. And I'm mostly okay with that. I think that's my general impression that I'm out in there. I'll wrap this up. Thanks, everybody. We're going to have a show, live show on Saturday. Don't know what time yet. We're fencing it in there in between my daughter's basketball games. I'm actually here at I Am Possible World Headquarters in Granville, Michigan. My son is working out tonight, and then my daughter works out as well. So enjoy the nice weather while you've got it. Enjoy free agency, and go Lions. Thank you.